Morning show here on Arise News Channel. It's me, Biola Alabi, and we are going straight into Fashion Week Milan. We're going to have all the latest looks, and I am joined with my fashion panel who will be joining me to discuss all the news from Milan. Joining me today is Gina Amat. Thank you for being on the show.
Hello, thank you. Good morning.
Larry Da Silva Jai, LDA. Good to have you on.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here as well.
And our resident fashion panel, Aloha Essien. Thank you for being back with us. It's exciting. Milan is always a fun show. We saw some highlights from all week. What were your sort of first takeaways before we actually go into the exact shows? What about Milan do you like?
I think that it's always the old families, the old Italian houses, that they sort of cultivate the fashion culture. They sort of look forward, but there's a lot of the tradition. There's fantastic tailoring. It's always beautiful suits for women. So it's kind of bringing the past and the future together. That's what I like about the Milan.
When I think of Milan, the first thing that comes to my mind was when I showcased in Dolce & Gabbana, Via Despega too. I think for me, each time I go into that store, I'm always excited. And I love Milan for their fashion, you know, the shoes, the clothes, everyone having ice creams on the road. It's always really nice being in Milan. So for me, you know, then watching the highlights of the fashion week was amazing. Yeah.
And you?
Milan is one of my favorite fashion cities, you know, the shops, the food, you know, everything. So it's always fun going to Milan and, you know, seeing the fashion because everything is always different. You know, they tend to dress differently and, you know, they go with the, you know, the current trends and all. So.
One of the things I like about Milan is when I'm there or when I look at the show, I always feel like there's things I can wear and things I can wear to work. Things like I can literally go into the store, I could put it on and it fits and it looks like it did on the runway.
Yeah.
Is that sort of, I mean, that's obviously very different from Paris and, and very different from New York. Yeah. I feel like with New York and Paris, there's a lot of avant-garde, and with Italian, it's sort of like, you know, it's like, yes,
classic.
Yes. So I'm excited to go through some of the videos we have. So we're going to do similar to what we did last time. We'll go through the videos and sort of talk about what we have. So let's see what the first video is. I believe Sasha, which I'm sure is we're going to have a lively discussion about that afterwards.
This is a celebration of a genius. This is a celebration of an icon. This is a celebration of my brother. Imagine a world without his risk-taking, his innovative genius, and above all, his allegiance to women. A world without his tongue-in-cheek, in-your-face, jaw-dropping creations. I will zig when the world zags. A body is never just a body. Sassiness. Your life is our life. You taught us that family is everything, that it goes way beyond bloods. You taught us that only love is real. And we can still feel you when we close our eyes. Can you feel it? Our life is your life. It's not an easy journey away from anger, but it's a powerful place. It frees you. You helped to invent the future. Because of you, we're not afraid. We look ahead because we are you. Thank you, Johnny. We love you. Jenny, this is for you. Imagine a world without his risk-taking, his innovative genius, and above all, his allegiance to women. Gianni, you always recognized how powerful women are. You helped women reclaim their own voice and be themselves. Thank you. Gianni, we love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. This is a celebration of a genius. This is a celebration of an icon. This is a celebration of my brother.
Oh, wow. I got goosebumps just like actually hearing that and watching that. It just makes you remember exactly where you were when you heard the news of Gianni's
death. Yeah. I think this show was fantastic. I think it was a really celebration of Gianni's work. The fact that they sort of brought the prints, the Warhol, the Vogue prints back to the show. They sort of discovered the archive. I think Donatella did a fantastic job. I personally loved the show, ladies. I don't know if you...
This is one of my favorite shows in a long time, and the end of the show was it for me. Yeah. Claudia, Naomi, Sydney. This is taking it back to the 90s where we had real supermodels working the show. Yes. The clothes were classic. Everything I would, for the tribute for me, it was a fantastic idea.
So Beth, for someone that runs a modeling agency like Beth Models, what does that say to you about sort of the future of modeling when you see a show like that and you see the old faces? Because what people at home didn't see was actually at the end the real the people that defined the word supermodels came out, which, like you said, Claudia, Naomi and Helena. Sydney. Yes. They were all out. What does that say to you as you go out and discover new faces?
It brought back memories when I started, my modeling agency, and so now for me, I felt funny watching it. I felt bad. I was like, wow, everything has changed now. These are the celebrity kids. Yeah. You have Puff Daddy's daughter modeling now. You have Kylie. So it's a bit of. For me, I just feel I wish we could get back to those days of supermodels on the runway and also celebrate our Black, models right now at the moment walking here.
One of the things that that's sort of the image we're actually talking about, where the people that define the words, the people that put super in supermodel actually joined.
And also all the models worked for Gianni very closely, especially. Cindy and Naomi.
Yes. And they were very close to him as well.
They were very affected by his death. And this was a time where really the women's bodies were being celebrated, and he was doing that at a time where a lot of houses were really not recognizing curves. But one of the things that a lot of these models and those models in that picture would say to you is that they were discovered in a mall, someone came up to them in a parking lot. So how does that change the face of discovering models when basically they're rich kids and sort of kids already on TV? So when you look at the future of modeling, that Donatella had said actually in one of her speeches there was that Gigi and Hadid and Bella Hadid, she had brought up Kendall Jenner, and she had brought up, I forget, Cynthia Crawford's daughter now. Right. How does the discovery process happen now when the world is changing so much to the point where we've seen so many people on TV and they sort of grow into modeling rather than the discovery phase?
I think it's still the same way we discover, like Sydney was discovered through the elite model look.
Yes.
And we had our girl Mayowa, who also was part of the Versace show, discovered through elite model look as well. It's still the same thing, but I feel maybe they're not as recognized as it was before, and the competition is a lot right now. So I think hopefully in the next few years, we'll get back to where it was, where people recognize talents like,
But it also
Pick
has
them up from the
to,
mall.
yeah, it
Yeah.
has to change
normal
because
things.
the technology is changing.
Sure.
So, you know, a lot of the girls, like, for example, one of the Rihanna's music video, all the girls were searched via Instagram.
Yes.
So I think we have to
Which
give
is
a
the same thing.
credit.
I mean, I still think
to-
that's the same thing to me. If someone
Yeah.
is discovered on Instagram
Yeah.
or discovered in a mall, to me, it's the same thing. The challenge I have now is that if...
Having the rich kids
Yes.
makes a difference.
Yes.
Why
because
why they more
they're already
recognized?
known.
Yeah.
So once they come out there, we already know them. Like, for instance, most of us watch the Kim Kardashian show. So Kendall is a face out there.
Yes.
And if you notice, he's also covering a lot of covers of magazines and all
and
that.
all that,
And people are already complaining, like, why is it she every time? They're not using the other people as well. So it's changing. That's making a big change because reality TV is in and we're all watching it. So there's definitely a difference from you being picked
before,
from the
yes.
mall as opposed to today when, you know, you're watching a reality show and you're already known. So you now go on a walk. There's even more clap for you as you
Yes,
come down as opposed to someone that is not as known.
Yeah.
So
I
that
think
makes
also for
you...
designers, it's based on followers.
Yes.
How many followers does she
And then
have?
follow does she
Social
have?
media.
And then she's got millions. And they've got millions.
Yes,
So definitely
yes,
she has more advantage as to someone just starting off. And
Absolutely.
but like someone like Elora had said, Mayowa is still someone that we all love and are proud of in
amazing
Africa.
story,
I mean,
amazing
that's
story.
amazing. When you see her watch all this, when I see her walking the shows, I'm always like, oh, they see that thing in me, like, wow.
Wow,
You
yeah.
know, it's a good feeling.
No,
a
it's
good feeling.
beautiful. And I think that's the power of the discovery and the work that you
Yes.
do is that we're able to see people come from literally the streets of
Different.
Lagos and you see them, I mean, everywhere in the world. I mean, I feel like I see her in every show that I turn on.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's preparing for the Victoria's Secret show now.
Well done.
She made it.
Yeah, she
That's
did.
amazing.
Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Really,
Thanks.
again, well done, and thank you for what you're doing.
thank you.
So we're going to go on to our next video. Let's see what we have. I believe it's Gucci. Okay, it's Bottega. So let's see what Veneta Bottega has in store for us this year. Okay. Okay, so one of the things, so we don't have sound with this video, so we'll just talk through it. What is this sort of, I mean, I'm sure everyone here has a Bottega. So what did you see different in the show this year from what you've seen in past collections?
Most of the shows, when you see them, most of their pieces are usually very clean,
Yes.
wearable.
Yes.
And the colors are in red, gray, black, white, colors of those spring,
Yes.
summer 18. The jackets, and so they're wearable pieces. I mean, Nigerians wear Bottega easily. I would say carry more of their bags.
Yes, yes,
I would
yes.
say
Yeah.
I don't really buy their clothes, but their bags,
Carry more of
shoes.
their bags,
yeah,
shoes, the accessories.
I find once again that when you go to Milan, I mean, no matter how much you go with, it's going to be gone just because there's such wearable pieces
Yeah.
everywhere you walk. And I mean, I think the same thing with Bottega. Everyone has their bags. I mean, their bags are just so, they fit well for, you know, so.
Classic, yeah.
Let's see who's next. All right. Okay, Gucci. We finally have Gucci
Oh,
out.
fantastic. We love Gucci.
Love
Love, love,
Yeah.
love Gucci.
Nigerians love Gucci. I particularly love Gucci.
I always feel like there's nowhere you
Bold
go where you
colors,
won't see.
prints.
Yes.
But I think they've changed the brand so much
Yes.
in the last
I think in the last 2 years,
And
yes, it went
yeah,
down
I'd
a
say
bit.
five, yeah, even
Yeah.
5 years, because it's now becoming so edgy.
Yes.
And it's kind of, it's also very youth, very young.
Yes.
The everyday woman,
Everyday woman.
everything.
Yeah, they have
And
a
wearable.
mix, yeah.
And
Yes.
wearable. I think that's a key. Because when pieces are wearable and you see them on the runway, there's nothing as good as, you can just wear it immediately, as opposed to some pieces when you see them.
Trying to understand
You have to wait a while and say, okay, I will do the top with maybe pair with another pair of trousers
Yeah.
or something. But Gucci pieces, wearable.
I think, and you can
Sunglasses,
also, yeah.
accessories on point, the shoes, everything I love.
And they fit any occasion. I think
Yes.
Gucci can be street, it can be red carpet,
Yeah.
it can be wedding.
Yes, it can
You know,
be
it can be
everything.
Being a
anything.
designer
Yes,
myself,
exactly.
I like bold prints, and I see all those floral prints, bold prints come off, you know. So I'm like, oh, this is good. I mean, it speaks to
But they've
Nigerian
done well.
skills.
In the last 2 years, they've taken it to a different level, you know.
So let me ask you, I mean, Larry, as a designer, when you're designing pieces, I mean, one of the things I love about your pieces is the fact that they're also very wearable, and you can wear them to any occasion. I mean, there's pieces that you can wear to work, there are pieces you can wear on the red carpet. What goes through the creative process for you to sort of develop that sort of brand and that sort of direction to say, you know, this is the woman I'm going to design?
Itself also, because people want things they can wear. So I think when you look at those you're actually speaking to, that also helps you. But like I said, it's good to see that the international scene is also bringing all this in, because when I started, people were a bit scared of wearing colors. People wanted simple things. They were very particular, like, well, Larry, can we wear this? But when you look at what is happening today, there's so much of Victorian era mixed with to fit today's woman.
Yes.
There's so much of it now, like the necklines. Look at Gucci's pieces. You see all these bold prints, colors. So many colors are playing: red, blue, green, yellow, and it works. People wear it, they style it well. And Nigeria, if you look at the Ankara prints we wear, we're already used to that. You know, the Bliscos, the Hollandis, and the Ankara, all those. So all those has now come to sort of mix, because there's some prints I see on the Gucci runway, and they almost seem like Ankara prints to me. You know, it's inspired by Africa. So it's a good feeling. So when I'm designing my prints, I already have the African thing in mind. So I feel like they're also being inspired by us, to be very honest.
Yes, I mean, I think that, you know, most people are being inspired by Africa today. Africa and Asia, that's where most of the world's inspiration is coming from. And then if you look at Ankara and you look at batik, I mean, we're sort of in the same family. So when you see things, it's very easy. Like, okay, if it's not us, it's Asia, but we're basically.
We'll wear this top with a pair of jeans. We'll wear these trousers. You know, it's so wearable. And then we know we love to dress up over here. So the long dress. So it speaks to us very well, because the colors are strong. The shoes are very, you know, everything.
But actually, the African print is leaking also in the not only high fashion, but also the high street. Zara, H&M, all brands like that. I sort of copying, we can say copying, being inspired by whatever you want to say.
It's art, and so it's all inspiration. Well, I believe we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Okay. All right, well, that brings us, that was very fast and very quick, but that brings us to the end of our show. I hope, okay, one more thing. We'll be right back.
Thank you.